Each year, hurricane season brings challenges for those living in affected areas, but this year has been especially rough. As a community of artists, we know all too well that creativity can be a beacon of hope. We have chosen to come together to raise money for people who have been impacted by these catastrophic events. We've created videos for you to enjoy and art for you to bid on. Fluid Art Co. has stepped up to do something very special. They've offered to sponsor the collaboration with a limited release pigment that they've named Benevolence. $5 of every jar sold will go towards the fund. Proceeds will be going to the Direct Relief Organisation. From all of us around the globe, we thank you for taking this on with us.
Hey everybody, it's Anna. Welcome back to my Fluid Art channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today's video is part of a very special collaboration. A number of artists are joining together for hurricane relief. We're making art, each of us is making a video, we're making a piece of art, and then we will be auctioning those off to raise money for hurricane relief. Here in the US, there's been a couple of recent hurricanes that have just caused a lot of destruction on the East Coast, and we want to do our part to help the restoration effort. So, I am making a 12 by 24 inch painting. This is going to be a chameleon cell pour, so I'm going to swipe and then add some chameleon cells. It's in the style of one that I did a couple of years back and I really liked it, so I'm kind of recreating it, but adding a few new colors, making it a little bit bigger. This collaboration is sponsored by This Little Piggy and Fluid Art Co. They have created a brand new, limited edition This Little Piggy pigment. Now here in the cup, it looks like a dull, kind of dark bluish gray, but when it's dry, it's more of a teal. You can't see it. You'll have to wait and see the dry result. It's really beautiful. This is called Benevolence. So Benevolence is going to be a limited edition pigment, and for each jar of Benevolence that you buy, Fluid Art Co. is donating $5 to hurricane relief. So if you can't afford to buy a piece of art in the auction that's on November 3rd, you can buy a pigment, and that would be a great thing to do too. For all of my colors, the details about what color it is, what brand it is, how I mixed it, you can find those details down in the video description, as well as more information about this collaboration as a whole, the nonprofit that we are supporting, and also playlists to see all of the other art creations that are happening as part of this collaboration. So do check that out if you are interested. And now it is time for us to make a painting. All right, let's start adding the colors to the canvas. So I'm going to have a thin line of black here down at the bottom, as well as some black along the sides. And I'm going to be swiping that up over my other colors. So I'll go ahead and spread that out over the edges of my canvas. This is kind of a recreation of a painting that I did a couple of years ago, but that time it was an 8 by 10, so this time it's much larger. But it turned out so beautiful. And I've been wanting to do a recreation of that for a long time. So today, I get to do that. All right, now I'm going to lay out my colors in diagonal lines all across the rest of the canvas. Having your colors in diagonal lines will mean that as the chameleon cells bloom, the patterns of color are going to be much more interesting than if you just put them out in horizontal or vertical lines. So this sort of purplish color, I made that by mixing a pink and a purple together. This is the color that was not in the original version of this painting. And so I think it's going to add a nice pop of fun. That's what I'm hoping anyway. I'm not going to layer it exactly the same way on each pattern, but I want it to be relatively close. There's no silicone oil in any of my paints. I'm going to be adding the silicone oil with a toothpick once the swipe is done. All right, here is the Benevolence. I think that's going to look gorgeous. So I'm calling this painting Hope Out of Darkness, because in a situation like a hurricane, natural disaster, things can seem very dark and messy. But at the same time, beautiful things can come out of that. You can see hope, you can see new things starting to grow, and that is my goal for this piece, that out of the darkness you would see hope and life and joy rising out of that darkness. This is such a crazy pattern of colors, it's hard to imagine what it's going to look like once I swipe the black up over it, but I think it's going to look really nice. Alright, that took a long time. That is a lot of color. It's beautiful. I can't wait to see what it makes. I'm going to put a little bit of black here on the back just to make sure that I don't have too much bare canvas to get covered. I'm just going to quickly join up these sections of paint so that I don't have big holes right in the middle of everything. Very cool. It's time to swipe. Now because this is huge, I'm going to do it in 3 swipes. So I'm going to do the left side, then I'm going to do the right side, and then I'll swipe in the middle. So I have a piece of laminator sheet. I'm going to touch it very, very gently to that black edge. Very cool. Wow, I love that effect. Forgot to put my paper towel here to catch the paint, so let me wipe that off. So obviously there's this spot in the middle where the plastic lifted up, so I'm going to dip a little piece of paper towel in some black and just do a tiny little swipe here. Okay. Does that look perfect? No. But I will go over that with Chameleon cells, and I don't think you'll really be able to tell once it's done. Okay, let's do the right side. Yeah, that's really pretty too. It's very striped from where it's picked up those, like the first color of each line. Last one right in the middle. So pretty. I love this dreamy blend of colors, and I'm really glad I added that sort of purple color. It just takes it up a notch. I haven't yet decided what I'm doing with my edges. I might paint them all black all the way around when it's done. So now let me torch it and bring up some cells. Beautiful. All right, so now I'm going to flip it around so that I can see it ideally. That is so cool. I mean, you could almost leave it exactly like that, but I'm not going to. I'm going to make it cooler. So for the Chameleon cells, I have a little old plastic lid, and I'm going to put some silicone oil into it. This is spot on treadmill silicone. And then I'm going to take a toothpick, and I'm going to dip the toothpick in the silicone and then make dots of the silicone climbing up through the painting to make a beautiful design. Oh, that is so beautiful. I love how that looks. I'm going to make another one on this side, and that'll just kind of fill towards the middle. Sometimes the cells that you make don't grow, and you have to go back and put the toothpick in the same spot again to kind of encourage it to make the cell. Alright, time to add this last one. Some of these cells still need to grow just a little bit, but I think I'm finished with this, so let me give you a close-up. This looks so cool. I love how the background is that nice fade in the multicolors. And then check out the chameleon cells. These ones got really big. I don't quite know why. And this was a nice little skinny one that I did. Little piece at the bottom. I love how this looks. Chameleon cells is such a cool technique, and I love how this looks with the multicolored background. So I will show you how this looks when it's dry. Here it is, all finished. I did a few minor touch-ups of a couple sections just to clean it up a little bit, and I painted all the edges of the canvas black to make it look really sharp. Now that the paint is dry, you can really see the shimmer of the gold and the benevolence in there, and it'll look even better when it's varnished. Speaking of which, benevolence is getting close to selling out, so grab it quick if you'd like a jar. Thank you so much for joining me for this special hurricane relief pour. Check the video description for more details about the auction on November 3rd if you're interested in bidding on this painting. All proceeds benefit direct relief. I can't wait to see you all in the next video. Bye guys!